What's going on, everyone, and welcome to another Real Madrid discussion video. Today was the match between Real Madrid and Girona. It was a great day. We won the game 1-4. Players that ended up as goal scorers were Sergio Ramos, Karim Benzema, and Bale today. Real Madrid started with the 4-2-3-1 formation. In goal, we had Keylor Navas, Carvajal, Nacho, Ramos, and Marcelo as our defenders, Cruz and Casemiro as our defensive midfielders, Bale, Isco, and Asensio in the midfield, and Benzema as the lone striker. Modric, Varane, and Courtois were all on the bench again and didn't start today. So Girona started with the 4-3-3 formation in goal. They had Bono, Muniesa, Espinosa, Juanpe, and Porro as defenders, Granel, Timur, and Pons as their midfield, and Garcia, Lozano, and Porto as their front three. So to start off, Real Madrid overall dominated the entire game with a staggering 66% possession. They had a 90% pass success rate, a total of 20 shots and 7 corners. However, in the beginning we did look a little bit shaky, conceding that goal early on. We definitely need to work on our defending. Our attack so far is solid with a need of maybe one striker. Defensively, we need to get our shit together and stop conceding because of our mistakes. Girona passed a lot early on, which eventually led to their first goal scored in the 16th minute. Oddly enough, Casemiro was dropping back between the center backs. It's hard to see him start when Modric comes back. This way of playing a double pivot allows him to even be in Lopetegui's spot, I believe. The defensive roles for Cruz and Casemiro was a lot today. While they both were occupied with their defensive duties, Marcelo and Bale took charge in offensive duties. A lot of moments throughout the game looked as if we were just whipping it in, hoping for the best. We weren't able to have a proper build-up in the beginning, and massive pressing and covering of Cruz, which barely allowed him to create chances through the middle of the midfield. Asensio wasn't too great either. He got dispossessed multiple times, but the second half he just turned it up a notch and he was amazing. Girona's first goal came with a really great run from Lozano, whose low cross was blocked, which fell to Borja, who took his time before curling into the top corner. After that, our first goal came as a penalty, which honestly was a dive by Asensio. Unfortunate that we got the decision in our favor, but what can I say? I mean, it's the ref's job to make a decision, and he made the wrong one. Sergio Ramos took the penalty and easily converted it. 1-1 was the scoreline when we went into halftime. Girona clearly were the better side, where they tactically were the better team in the first half, and they just completely knew how to shut us off. The second half was pretty much better tactically for us. Asensio played a much more defensive role and relieved the pressure Casemiro and Cruz had, while Isco provided more offensively, which in return turned out to benefit the team as a whole and allowed Gareth Bale to score again. Our second goal allowed Madrid to pretty much kill off any momentum Girona had in the game. Overall, great game. I just hope it doesn't take an entire half to realize where we're lacking and fix things up within the first half. The second goal was a penalty as well, scored by Karim Benzema. This time Asensio was definitely fouled in the box, a penalty rightfully earned. The third goal came by Gareth Bale with a sublime pass by Isco, who passes it through the midfield, allowing Bale to just run past the Girona defender and convert the goal to make it his second goal of the season. The fourth and final goal came from Benzema, and again Bale was involved by doing all the work and providing Benzema with the easiest of tap-ins. Each player played well in the second half. Keylor Navas was very important today. His distribution has improved immensely. His distribution to Isco led to the inevitable goal scored by Bale today. Carvajal today was alright. He had 1 interception and 3 clearances today. Nacho had 1 interception and 3 clearances as well. Ramos today had a goal and a total of 2 tackles, 1 interception, and 2 clearances. Marcelo offensively was good with a total of 3 key passes, 3 crosses, with only 1 of them being accurate. Casemiro had more defensive duties today with a total of 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 clearances. Toni Kroos had a massive role today playing defensively. Also had 1 interception, 1 key pass, and 1 shot on target with 3 clearances as well. Gareth Bale today was the man of the match with 1 goal and 1 assist. He had 2 shots on target, 3 passes, and 1 accurate cross. Isco had a decent game today, 1 shot on target, 2 key passes, and 5 accurate long balls. Marco Asensio had a total of 6 crosses today, with 2 of them being accurate, 3 accurate long balls, and 1 accurate through ball. Karim Benzema looked sharper than ever. I just wish he would shoot more often. Was on the score sheet twice with a penalty and a tap-in goal. He had a total of 3 key passes today and 2 shots on target. And yeah, overall a great game with a reasonable scoreline against the opposition we played. Real looked so confident and free on the pitch today, very fluid and connecting with each other. The offensive shape is already looking better than what it was under Zidane. The possession football and quick passing is allowing them to create more through the middle than in seasons before, and hence not replying as much as wing play for an endless supply of crosses. Madrid are always most vulnerable when losing possession due to the fullbacks pushing forward and Ramos bombing forward. Plus, Cruz generally lacks attitude when jogging back to help Casemiro. A single ball behind the defense or a single bad pass interception can lead to a chance at goal. Moving on to other news, Vinicius was sent to play for Castilla today. It's really difficult to see this being done considering Vinicius played on a much higher level in Brazil. A loan move would have sufficed, but then again, if Borja were to get injured or Benzema, he wouldn't be that bad of a backup and get a call up. This game against Girona should have been the game to start in for him. But yet Julian didn't think it would be reasonable to do so. Ashraf Hakimi didn't start today for Dortmund in their win against Leipzig, and Kovacic played today in Chelsea's 1-2 win against Newcastle United. He had 3 key passes today. Moving on to transfer news, so Marca reported that Eden Hazard's father stated that the story could have been different had Zidane stayed, while also saying that Eden still has another year on his contract next summer, and it is a possibility that he could end up at Real. Raul de Thomas was sent to Rayo Vallecano on a loan deal and hope he does well there. This move will definitely give him more time to improve. Martin Odegaard had also confirmed his loan move to Vitesse on a 1-year loan as well. Marca reported this week that Espanyol wanted to sign Marcos Llorente on a loan this season. This move would definitely help him with the current midfield we have. There is no way I see Julian Lopetegui starting him this season or even substituting him. In other transfer news, the thing that had been the big highlight of the transfer window was PSG. PSG had to immediately fulfill their obligation to buy Mbappe since his 1-year loan ended this Monday. This transfer would mean that PSG would have been in breach of FFP regulations related to staff salaries limits and account balances, which would have forced them to sell the player or give him back to Monaco. This would allow Real Madrid to send a quick offer, which would require the club to be sanctioned by UEFA for failure to comply with FFP regulation. Marca also reported that Neymar is first on Real Madrid's list, and the club have saved 300 million for his arrival, whether it's this summer or the next. The FFP decision on Neymar and Mbappe transfers and Qatar's bank involvement will be in the coming week. PSG might just be forced to sell. And I mean, if there's a chance we could sign them, despite how difficult it may seem, I'd say any of them. They are there that like pretty much benefit the club in the long run. Highly unrealistic to see either of them coming to Madrid this late, especially since the season has started already, and most of the squads have been taken care of and have established their teams for the season. And with that is all for the transfer news this week. Our next game is against Leganes this Saturday. Let me know what you think. Again, thank you all so much for liking the video and subscribing. It helps me out a lot. Thank you.